one of the things that I want to make sure you guys are aware of is I kind of sketch these up as single lines up here. But the reality is that in a sketch like this, and I better find the other black marker because this one's horrible, right here. So in a sketch like this, we're going to make the assumption, right, that we have some thickness to things. So for sure, the floor of one of these things is going to be, I don't know, 9 inches thick or a foot thick, right? So I'm going to kind of draw it like that. And then I'm going to say that the walls are going to be about 6 inches thick or 8 inches. I'm going to say that the roof is the same as the floor. It's a little bit thicker, right? And I've got my walls. So when you guys are thinking about things on the outside, you've got to kind of take those things into consideration. So for example, if I'm going to cut a subtraction out in a corner, it's not going to go to the bottom edge of the cube, right? So if we're looking at this thing here, and it's just, let's just say it's a simple three-dimensional object, it doesn't come to here. At the very minimum, there's a thickness of floor there that the subtraction needs to come to that you have to sort of think about. Correct? So don't forget that when you're doing windows and stuff, say you're doing a window that's coming to the corner, right? Remember that you got to decide, well, how far across does the window come? And I drew this thing right now to the third point, so it wasn't random. Right? You guys notice that? This is one of the things that I'm trying to remind you guys of. I talked to you guys about a bunch of stuff. You almost got to make yourself a checklist of stuff and say, hey, these are things, I got to do all of that stuff that he talked about. Don't just be entertained by it, be educated by it. So when you do a window, you might think about the fact, well, maybe I don't want to take the window all the way to the ground. Maybe I want the window to be about 3 feet up so I can put a piece of furniture in front of it. And so you've got to think in the terms of, all right, I'm going to put my window there, okay? And that window is at about the third point also. And it might be, 4 feet up off the ground or 3 feet up off the ground, all right? And can the window go around the corner, right? The answer is yes. This is one of the things that I don't think you guys understood from this sketch. This circle represents where your manipulations of the space can have an impact on the quality of that space. From a certain point back, it's so dark and there's so much mechanical equipment, right, that it does not have an impact. And so what I'm asking you to do is to say that about the first third, right, or quarter is area that you can manipulate. Does that make sense? Okay. So no, I don't want you creating weird subtractions back here, right? Because there's no point to it. There's no point to creating a subtraction up over the roof right there. But in the first third, or the first quarter, or in the very back quarter, you can. Remember, you guys all took design 1, right? When you have a basic solid form, the purpose of creating subtractions is to create recesses. So we talked about needing a recess possibly to capture the views and to give the researcher a place where they can walk outside and look out at the view. Correct? Sit down, relax, clear their mind. What about when you get to this research office? Should there be maybe a small recess there for the entry door? Do you have a bathroom inside of here? So understand that you should be thinking about all 3 different drawings, the section, the floor plan, and what you're doing in 3 dimensions. You should not be finishing one drawing without considering the other 2 at the same time. I sat with one student right now, and then that was one of the things that I stopped them from doing, is to get too far down one without thinking about the other 2. Okay? Any questions about that? All right, so keep going.